welcome to Jade Gaming. My name is Adam. Today I'm going to be looking at, unboxing, unwrapping, whatever, the Dungeon Master's screen for 5th edition of Dungeons & Dragons. Just get started. I don't use a Dungeon Master's screen very often. I think I might have used one once. I don't know if I'll end up using this or not, even if it's great. I will probably at least give it a try. And I know in my group, my gaming group, we've had some people that have them that'll like lay them flat on the table for everyone to get a look at whatever the rules are. Yeah, whatever it's in. Oh, that's cool. It's an advertisement for the Adventurers League, yeah, but it's still kind of postery. That's just something cool that they did on the inside where they could have otherwise left it white. Yeah. Alright, so here's the DM screen. And it is shortways. And we'll fold it out. Here are the center two panels. Well, whatever, I think they're kobolds. I'm guessing barbarian fella. We got mage, probably a cleric, a paladin maybe, probably a cleric. Ranger? I don't know. It's a magic arrow. Ranger maybe. That almost feels like that's the thief up front. But they're going against the dragon, so I wouldn't put the thief up front. With more kobolds here on this end. Anyways, see what we have inside. Well, first off, compared to a lot of them, one thing we have is art. A lot of them don't have art inside. They cram it full of more and more tables. But this one gives the DM something nice to look at too. I'm not sure if that's the best, but I mean, it's certainly, I mean, it's not a bad thing. I want pretty scenery too. It's not just for players. But yeah, we get whatever. Okay, so it's an NPC generator, characteristics like dim-witted or irritable or whatever. So a roll table for that, for ideals and bonds and flaws, which are all part of their NPC creation within the book. And then we have this name generator with a D20 roll for beginning, middle, and end of the name. So you could roll and end up with Ma Kellar or Sai Torre. Not bad. I would probably more likely do it than that than roll. Just sort of look and just sort of follow a line or whatever. Make up a name. But if you got to get a fantasy-ish, like that sort of themed name really quick, that will be nice to have. I may, yeah, as I said, I may at least lay this flat as something to use. Okay, this is getting used. And then on the next panel and a half, we have the conditions. Just like the appendice in the player's handbook, there are the conditions from there, with the artwork from it. More or less, I think it's the same artwork for at least most of them. But that's something I've had to look up in that book many times. And usually I try to leave the player's handbook for the players. I don't need it too much. But it's one I like. I gotta have that. I gotta look up this table. So that the conditions will be very useful. I might use it just for that. Yeah. Carrying on after conditions. And of course, in between there, more art, more art. Let's see. We get setting a DC, a little table, but just as an idea of how difficult things are. Nice to have. Cover. That will be useful. I've forgotten that several times, like to use it at all. Obscurity and the examples, dim light or darkness or whatever, and how it affects them. That's nice. The different types of light. Okay. The skills and associated abilities. I pretty much, so far, I've just sort of kept the character sheet on hand for me, just so I have those kind of things to look up. Or I'll say something like, whatever the skill is for seeing stuff, do that. Perception? Yeah. Because, you know, originally I did come from 3rd edition, where perception was like sight and listen, and there might have even been a 3rd one that got rolled into there, but, you know, with them combining them, I don't really know all the names yet at this point. And then on this last panel, we get the Tarask and the little dice art. That's lovely. But we get whatever the travel paces, which I have certainly used. So that's just a quick reference for that. Encounter distance. How clear it is to see things from a distance, to hear someone moving around from a distance. I'm not really sure. Is that like how far between encounters, or when the encounter would start, like when they would notice you for an encounter? I'm not really sure. I don't know. Those two are easy, though. Those two are certainly something. I'm sure I could find a use. If anything, it's list of terrains at the very least, and that's nice. This is like the damage by level is like for the trap damage, which of course I suppose really could be used for anything, for how dangerous or deadly dealing damage to the players is. And yeah, I've seen this one mentioned by someone else online. Something happens and quick finds. Something happens, I guess, is the idea that if your players are just lolling around and you just want to mix it up, that's what that is for. Oh, you're not doing anything? Well, a monster appears, or the sun comes out, someone gets angry, just, you know, ideas to spur something off. And quick finds. Good. It's a good thing for mini DMs. Artwork, food or drink, a key, a letter, you know, just saying you find this. I, however, use the tables in the back of the Dungeon Master's Guide for populating a dungeon for just random stuff. And there's so much more on those tables that I'm still more likely to use those than this, but I guess if I really want it to be quick, this'll be quicker. It's big too, like long, but short. Like if I put it on the table, I mean, even if the table's a little bit higher, with this method of doing things, it is pretty easy. I could have it pretty far out and still see definitely all the players, most of the table that would be there, and how wide it is could be very useful because I tend to have a couple books open. So, anyway, so yeah, big art. And not to be forgotten on the DM side, more art. Which really fits with 5th edition. They have gone very art. They've really paid a lot of attention to having art in stuff. They've made sure to put art everywhere. So that really fits, just having art even on the Dungeon Master's side. So that's pretty cool. I've seen whatever, there was another one for an adventure path. It's like one for the Horde of the Dragon Queen, like specifically, that didn't look good at all. But so as far as the fact that there are 2 5th edition Dungeon Master screen, definitely I'd say go with the generic, because I've seen videos on the other one that's just doesn't have the tables. And that's the thing. The Dungeon Master's Guide, it gave us tables, beautiful tables. Actually, these are tables, not all of them, but several of these tables are tables that aren't even in the Dungeon Master screen, like the Something Happens and the Quick Finds. those directly, those weren't in there. The name generator wasn't, at the very least. I'm not sure about the others or if they're different information or whatever, but there's just things on this that aren't in any of the other products at this point. So there is, at the very least, that. It actually gives you new information. So that is kind of cool, and a reason to get it. But yeah, so if you're dungeon mastering and need a screen, or thinking about using a screen, check it out. The D&D Dungeon Master screen. But yeah, I'll link to where you can find it online, or get it at your local gaming store, of course. And have a great day. Bye.